Most men aren't actually afraid of intimacy with women. What they fear is that moment when they show they want something deeper. And she instantly goes cold, pulls back, and the whole vibe disappears on the spot. But what if the way you've been approaching this from the start was completely wrong? What if there was a way to make closeness happen naturally, without begging, without pressure, and without dealing with that awkward rejection? And the most important part is, almost no one understands this. Here's what almost no one understands about women. A woman usually doesn't pull away because she hates intimacy. She pulls away because, in that moment, something about the energy no longer feels safe. It feels rushed. It feels like pressure. It feels like she is being moved toward a decision before her emotions have caught up. And when a person feels their freedom to choose is being pushed, the mind naturally starts resisting. Psychologists call this reactance, the instinct to pull back when we feel controlled. You've probably seen this happen before. A man is having a good conversation with a woman. She's laughing, she's relaxed, the connection is there. Then suddenly, he pushes too hard. He asks for more too soon. His voice changes, his eyes start looking for approval. His body moves closer before she has invited it. And almost instantly, her energy shifts. She stops leaning in. Her answers get shorter. She checks her phone. She smiles, but it's no longer the same smile. That is the moment most men misunderstand. They think, she changed her mind. But often, she didn't lose attraction. She lost comfort. Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel." That sentence explains more about attraction than most dating advice ever will. Because when a woman remembers you, she may not remember the exact words you used. But she will remember whether being around you felt calm, or tense, safe, or pressured, natural, or forced. And this is where most men make the first mistake. They become too direct too early. They take a moment that was emotional and turn it into a transaction. Instead of letting the connection build, they ask a question that forces her to decide. And the second she feels forced to decide, she has to protect herself. Not because she is cold. Not because she is playing games. But because pressure makes people defensive. Robert Greene wrote that people are naturally resistant to influence. And that trying to argue, push, or force often makes them more defensive. You can see this in a simple real-life situation. Imagine someone tries to sell you something aggressively. Even if the product is good, the pressure makes you step back. You stop listening to the offer. You start protecting your freedom. The same thing happens emotionally. When a man pushes for closeness too fast, she stops feeling the connection and starts feeling the pressure. And once pressure enters the room, attraction loses its rhythm. The second mistake is moving faster than trust. A man may feel chemistry in 5 minutes. But for many women, trust needs more time. She may like him. She may be attracted. She may enjoy his presence. But still not feel ready to move closer. That does not always mean rejection. Sometimes it simply means the emotional foundation is not strong enough yet. A grounded man understands this. He does not treat patience as weakness. He treats patience as control. He knows that forcing the moment only exposes insecurity. But allowing the moment to breathe shows strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That is the Stoic frame. You do not control how fast she opens up. You control your own state. Your calm. Your timing. Your presence. And often, that calm becomes the very thing that makes her feel safe enough to come closer. The third mistake is needy energy. This one is silent, but women feel it quickly. A man can say the right words. But if his energy is asking, "Do you approve of me? Do you still like me? Am I doing this right?" then the words do not matter. His nervous system is already speaking. You see this when a man keeps checking her reaction. He over-explains. He apologizes for everything. He laughs too hard. He fills every silence because he is afraid the moment will die. And instead of feeling led, she feels his anxiety. A woman does not need a man to be perfect. But she needs to feel that he can stay steady, especially when the moment becomes uncertain. That is why calm is so powerful. Not coldness. Not arrogance. Calm. The kind of calm that says, I am here, I want you, but I do not need to force anything. That energy is rare. And because it is rare, it stands out. The fourth mistake is wanting intimacy without creating emotional tension. Not drama. Not manipulation. Tension. The quiet space where something is felt before it is spoken. The pause after eye contact. The restraint when you could push, but choose not to. The ability to let the moment build instead of trying to take from it. Most men kill this tension because they are afraid of silence. They rush to define the moment. They rush to ask. They rush to get certainty. But certainty often kills desire. A woman feels more when the moment has room to unfold. A man who understands this does not chase every signal. If she leans in, he does not immediately overreact. If she touches his arm, he does not suddenly become aggressive. If she gives warmth, he receives it calmly and mirrors it with control. That is what makes her feel emotionally safe. She feels seen, but not hunted. Desired, but not pressured. Close, but still free. And that freedom is what allows desire to grow naturally. Because deep down, women do not want to feel managed. They want to feel understood. They do not want closeness to feel like your agenda. They want it to feel like something both of you are experiencing together. That is the difference. When closeness feels like your goal, she becomes cautious. When closeness feels like the natural direction of the moment, she relaxes. And when she relaxes, her body gives you signs. She stays longer. She asks more personal questions. Her voice softens. She moves closer without being pulled. She finds small reasons to keep the moment alive. That is when you do not need to force. You simply stay present. You stay calm. You let the moment speak. Because the real issue was never just what you said. The real issue was always how she felt while she was with you. Now let me bring all of this together. You stop turning connection into a transaction. You stop rushing what needs time. You stop chasing approval with needy energy. And you stop forcing outcomes before real tension is built. Instead, you create safety. You create trust. You create anticipation. You stay calm. You stay grounded. You let the moment unfold instead of trying to control it. Because real attraction is never something you pull out of someone. It's something that rises naturally when the conditions are right. This was never about manipulation. It was never about tricks. It was never about saying the perfect line. It was always about understanding human nature and working with it, instead of against it. And once you understand that, everything changes.